Well, it seems here George Russell is going to take the win at Singapore. So I guess making that graphic for Max Verstappen was definitely not needed. George Russell takes the win. And we are going to see McLaren take third and fourth, along with the Constructors' Championship. And I think that's all Zach Brown really cares about. I'm not even mad about I'm not even the least bit egregious or mad about Woody taking the win. I think this is a I think this is actually a test and pass by Mercedes because up until now, what we've seen, and big shout out to Sylvia Witt Kelly showing up. Heard you've been sick. I'm glad you're still fighting through. I'm glad you're not a snot monster anymore. Big shout out to Mary Beanie popping in, Miss Dino, Galactus. And what I think we see here is Mercedes may, Darth, what's going on? I think Mercedes may have actually found something. Now we need to see that continue because up until now, Mercedes has had a challenging time in hot environments. The car has not performed in hot environments, and we actually saw that car come alive in qualifying and get it done. And I think that's good for Mercedes. I also think that if this is going to be the case, and if Russell performs again, Antonelli performs again at another track, especially with a team, and they still haven't given Russell a contract. They still haven't signed off and approved this contract, this extension. He's going to bring home a Singapore race win and doing a far better job at the start of keeping Max Verstappen at bay than Lando Norris could have ever done. And there are some questions there with Mercedes. There are some questions there with Mercedes. What are you waiting for? I guess, as a business standpoint, they can wait as long as they want because I guess they would say, where's Russell going to go? Max Verstappen's not going to be available. Who else are we going to sign? I guess from a business standpoint, they say it's no rush for us. Where's he going to rush off to? But that does say something. That does say something if that's the way you're going to conduct business with your junior driver who has now come into the team, who is now going to be your number one driver of the team, and you got a rookie sensation in Antonelli. Glad he had a good weekend to build that momentum of encouragement. Very nice overtake in the race, for sure, late on the brakes in a situation where Antonelli shows that he does have some balls to make good things happen. But yeah, I mean, it says something about Mercedes not doing it. And in this race, often at times I have referred to Singapore as a very big Monaco. Not an abundant amount of overtakes, but definitely not as limited in overtaking ability as Monaco. Ferrari needs to be studied because nobody told him that the brake levels are hot. Pia needs to leave. McLaren and Mercedes are open for next season. You make some good points. You make some good points that I'll get to for sure. And let's go ahead and because we're going to save some of the hots for last. Let's go ahead and talk about Ferrari. Ferrari aren't very good. Racer X210 is a Ferrari fan, and he's not been able to gloat about the wonderful Ferrari performance. And I'm not going to lie, it's awesome to see that Mercedes car pull into that spot right there for the race win. I'm not going to lie, it is awesome. The colors match well. They did a good job, Russell. But on to Ferrari. What in the hell is going on? It seems they are, what's up, Julius in the live chat, Racer X in the live chat. It seems they are incapable of being consistent forever. It seems that they are unable to have consistency with setting up a car all the time. What's up, Uno, in the live chat? It seems that this is the ridiculous reality of Ferrari. Ridiculous reality of Ferrari. It is getting to the point where basically their drivers, especially Charles Leclerc is seeking another home. Lewis brakes failing is a low light of the day, and that is indeed a fact, brother. But like the concern came up, where was the informative portion of letting Lewis Hamilton know we have a braking issue? Unless it was just abundantly acute and there was no way for them to tell with all the mass sensors and technology that they have that indeed they had a brake issue on the horizon. Okay, but I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure if it was just not Ferrari being extremely complacent, not being proactive, not being aware. Ferrari as a team is not good. Ferrari as a team is not good. And if you have your star wonder boy, Charles Leclerc, seeking or just out there fillering for another destination, then that tells me a lot. That tells me a lot. That tells me that Charles himself is not confident in Ferrari going forward for his future. It tells me that Charles Leclerc is indeed considering that it might be time for me to move on. Ferrari may not be able to do what I thought they may be able to do eventually in my career. I did want to win with Ferrari. I do want to win with Ferrari, but I cannot win with Ferrari. That's what that tells me. That's what that tells me. That even Charles Leclerc, who we deemed and said may have not been the better option, is not comfortable and not confident in Ferrari. That's how I take it. Julius in the Super Chat says Leclerc brakes had issues too at the end. So where was the team on? And listen, does this not also feed into the point? Lewis Hamilton does not care for Brembo brakes. He's been here before with Mercedes. Brembo brakes have not been good for Lewis Hamilton. And I can tell you right now, in this race, at least they weren't good for Ferrari at all. They were not good at all. I'm going to tell you right damn now. I absolutely have no high expectations for Ferrari next season. I don't. And if you do, I need you to explain to me why you do. 6 and 7. That's been their stronghold. Mechanic Mercedes in the Super Chat says, oh my God, I've sort of lost it with Fred. I don't blame you. Mary Beanie in the Super Chat says, Ferrari, get your crap together. Fire Adami ASAP poor. Mary Beanie, I'm gonna tell you right now, there seems like there may be more positions to be fired in and hired for than just Adami, or as a dummy as he's been called casually. None of you, or there are any Ferrari fans that should have a lot of encouragement going forward in 2026. You should actually be concerned and worried. You should be concerned and worried about 2026 because I don't know how it's going to turn out. And I'm not saying Ferrari can't turn it around, but what I am saying is this. Ferrari changed 90% or more of their car, almost in a comparison of a simulation of what may happen for 2026. And I would deem this a fail. Although the drivers have made the most out of the situations that have been very poor for them throughout this entire season, Ferrari has failed. Just keeping it a buck, Ferrari has failed them. True, Lewis Hamilton still in the points. Charles Leclerc still in points. Charles Leclerc with a podium and even a damn pole position. But what is this going to equate to in 2026? Ferrari, lost for words, get new people, unreal. It is unreal, but the sad thing, it is very real. It is very real. And this is what you're having to watch the whole time. Do you have faith in Ferrari next season? I'm going to ask you that. Poll in the chat. I just got to know, by count, do you have faith in Ferrari for 2026? If you do, I would like you to greatly explain in the chat why you do. The Leon Son says Ferrari needs to fire people top to bottom. I agree. Ferrari does need to fire people top to bottom. I do. I need Paul and I need Glass63 to reach out to me via social media. You have until probably next Friday, Paul and Glass63 to reach out to me on social media with your address, your email, and your phone number. Or just your address and your email. I think if it's in states, if it's going out of state, then you need your phone number. But yeah, I'm with you. Derwin Hill, what's going on? Popping in the live chat. Yeah, 88% of you all are saying no. Divide that by 2, you got 44. He probably doesn't have faith in Ferrari either. So that's where we sit with that. Let's go ahead and tap on Williams. I'm going to give Williams, by way of Carlos Sainz, an applause. I'm going to give him an applause. Both Williams drivers facing disqualifications due to things that had anything to do with them. And Carlos Sainz manages to get in the points by 1, period, from where he started. I'm going to give those drivers a big hand. I'm going to give Williams an applause for making that happen, but especially Sainz an applause for making the most happen out of a very setback situation. Very setback situation for Williams, being disqualified because of the flat wing gap. And being able to get in those points, you got to commend it. It would have been even better had both drivers to get in the points, but as you see, Albon not anywhere near close, and that does happen. Now let's go ahead and get to a hot topic. Big shout out to McLaren. Congratulations on the Constructors' Championship. I pretty much think that's all you give a damn about. Oscar Piastri. Jay from Wolfpack told you last time, if you didn't know then, you should have known now. You are going to have to stand tall on business with McLaren because they are not standing tall for you, brother. They are not standing tall for you. We had this conversation. And a lot of you said, oh, it was fair. It was good what they did, the swap back and all of that. Well, damn. Nasty Stu in the Super Chat said, did you hear Alonso swearing about Lewis and his brakes at the end? Yeah, Alonso is like Mary Beanie has coined him very nicely, salty balls. Alonso's going to cry. Alonso's going to do whatever he could do. And whenever it can include Lewis Hamilton, it would be over-exaggerated. Derwin Hill. Tough break for Hadjar. He had good pace until the engine took a crap on him. Yeah, you know what? Hadjar, man, it really is unfortunate. It really is unfortunate. True talk, bro. I wish it wouldn't have happened to him. Incredible Facts Quest in the Super Chat says, hold on, Incredible Facts Quest, I got you. Incredible Facts Quest says the problem with Ferrari is the front office. The problem with Ferrari is all key personnel and positions. The culture of Ferrari does not sit well. Cassius Clay, sting like a butterfly, sing like a bee, float like a butterfly. How many drivers have won a world championship after the age of 40? Mansell was 39 when he won. They are slowly burying Lewis, aren't they? It would seem so. It would seem so, Cassius. But McLaren, Piastri, bro, you're going to have to learn that. I mean, what a Baraka in the Super Chat. What's up, Baraka? Ferrari fumbled. Facts. Max P2, so I'll take it. Wait a minute, you're not even a Red Bull fan, bro? You ain't even posted. You can't take anything from Max Verstappen at P2. You at Haas. You're not even at Red Bull anymore, bro. You're at Haas. Max P2, no, you won't take it. You are at Haas. You will take what Haas got. And what Haas got is you got Ollie Berman at 9 and you got Ocon at 18. That's what you got, Baraka. You're not a Red Bull. You're not even Red Bull Don no more, bro. You gave that up. He held off Lando at McLaren. Piastri got to take the gloves off. Max will defo win another race. Yo, I'm going to say with this, you right about Piastri got to take the gloves off. Max likely will win another race, and while you're talking about it, while you're speaking on that at this point in time, you are right. But as it sits right now, he's only got 4 races for the season, and maybe he'll win a 5th, maybe even 6. And depending on what happens with the McLaren drivers, possibly a championship, but it's not one that you'll take because you're Haas because Toyota came on board, bro. We're not going to allow you to start jumping the fence and coming here and going there. And nah. You at Haas, you sit at Haas. You ain't taking nothing with the P2 from Max. You taking the P9 for Ollie Behrman. That's what you taking, Baraka. Racer X210 in the super chat says Norris failed to grab P2. Pia got screwed. Might switch from Ferrari to Cadillac next season. Ferrari better have a brand new diverse staff and show. Bro, you might as well go to Cadillac. Ferrari's shown you for a decade or more now that this is who they are. This is who they are. Incredible Facts Quest said it may seem so, but he has the ability to do it. Incredible Facts Quest, it's not Lewis Hamilton. It's not Charles Leclerc, even to a degree. It is Ferrari as a whole team. Ferrari is not willing to make the changes or clearly get over their arrogance to understand we're not correct. Things that we're doing are not going to lead to a championship. We've already been told by Lewis Hamilton, this is not the way you're going to win. It is completely true. This is not the way you're going to win. Gabriel Sanchez, only George can win in tractors. Am I a Max fan? Fan yet? No. And George is, let's just be clear. George is not an attractor. What the fuck? If anybody says this, George is not an attractor. Max Verstappen is not an attractor. Lando, Oscar are not in tractor, certainly. No, they're not. People that are likely in tractors, it will start with a team probably who started as a damn tractor. It's Ferrari. It's Aston Martin. It's Haas. It's Alpine. Matter of fact, I won't even put them in it. I'll put Alpine as a tractor. I'm going to put damn Kick Sauber as a tractor. Those are tractors. Those are tractors. These other cars are not tractors. Red Bull is not a tractor. Mercedes is not a tractor. Ferrari is not a tractor. McLaren is not a tractor. And it might be even damn well debated that the Racing Bulls and Williams might not be tractors. Your certified tractors on the track right now, debatably Aston Martin, maybe, but for sure, Alpine, Kick Sauber, and Haas. Those are your clearly, that are no debate, could be clarified as tractors. Nobody else is in a tractor. So that entire narrative of Max Verstappen is trash. He's not in a tractor. Mercedes is not a tractor. It's a car that debatably and has shown us to have complications in hot weather. And here in Singapore, they prove they might be on the right track. No, George Russell didn't win in a tractor. DG Big Blue Navy, hoorah. McLaren is trying to hand Lando the World Driving Championship. I ain't mad at it, bro. I'm not mad at it. It would seem so. So as I was saying, Piastri's going to have to stand on business because this crap here, did you see the pit stop? The pit stop was crazy. So hold on, wait a minute. Derwin, I got a question to ask you. Bro, because you are highly in favor of the switchback for Lando Norris. I got to ask you all a question. Sylvia Wick, I have faith in Lewis, but not in Ferrari. They proved they just suck. Facts. So here we go, Derwin. Give me this, brother. McLaren, slow pit stop for Lando Norris. Switchback. Here we are in Singapore. Lando Norris causes a collision of contact from Max Verstappen, bumps Oscar Piastri. 1. Then here it is. Comes into the pits, is asked, do you want to go ahead and pit Oscar before you? So evidently Lando's taking the approach. He says yes first, and then he says no. No. Wait, yeah, no. Don't pit Oscar before me. Don't do that. Okay. So you caused a collision with your teammate. You damaged your car. Now we're not going to pit Oscar first. All right, bet. So here it is now. What are we doing? No switchback? No, hey, Lando, that, they said it's all good. Race control said it's all good. We're not going to worry about it as a team. Don't worry about, don't worry about giving Oscar the position that you likely just caused a collision about. Don't worry about the slow pit stop that we just had for Oscar Piastri, damn near 5 or 6 seconds. So now we cool with that, right? We cool with the team orders not going into play. This is why I said it's all debatable, but it was a slippery slope when you did that, because Oscar Piastri was well in bounds to say, what are we going to do about this? If all you had last time was a slow pit stop for Lando Norris, and that was enough for you to say, give him the position, then what do we do about this calamity? You had a slow pit stop on me. Lando ran into me because he ran into Max Verstappen. His car is damaged. What are we doing there? Nothing. That's why I said you should have never did the switchback to begin with. That's why I said this was always going to be a slippery slope at the end of it. Lando's slow pit stop, oh fucking well, this shit happens in racing. Just get on with it. Just like they told Oscar Piastri today. Just get on with it. Not necessarily a good situation now, is it? J-Rob, since the Constructors is done and dusted, Oscar is going to have to give a lot of radio for the rest of the season. Gloves are off. J-Rob, I fully agree. Jefferson, stewards investigate Lewis Hamilton this year more than since 2021. You ain't lying. Mary Beanie, Shady Zach like the bottle Norris dad. Cash money. That's right. They got Lando Norris up here swaddling him, just patting his back. Swallowed him. Like I'm saying. And what is it? Lando Norris didn't have the ability. This is why I said this. Lando does not have the ability to race against Max Verstappen. All that time, and he couldn't pass Max. So where was the team order to say, you know what, Lando, listen, Oscar is leading in the Drivers' Championship. Your car is damaged. You've already shown that you cannot pass Max Verstappen. We need to give Oscar a go. Oscar needs the opportunity to pass Max. We're still going to get second and third as a team. You're still going to win the Constructors' Championship. We just feel you had your opportunity. Your front wing end plate is damaged because you caused the collision. Oscar already had a slow pit stop. As a matter of fact, the gap that Oscar has to you is because of the slow pit stop, because it was 5 to 6 seconds. So give him the opportunity. Give Oscar the opportunity. We're still going to win the Constructors' Championship if we talking about team shit. We talk about team shit, right? That's all I'm saying, bro. This is why I said that when we was having that debate in the live stream, brother. That whole switchback situation was not the thing to do. Because then you set it up as this is the standard. We are willing to go ahead and give position based on mistakes that we make as a team. And today, not only did Lando make a mistake, but we made a mistake on your pit stop. We caused you to come out slow, and Lando caused the collision, caused the contact. And then Lando's car is not optimally aerodynamic efficient. No switch up. I mean, here the team was still going to benefit and win the Constructors' Championship in Singapore. You're still going to get second and third as a team. If we talk about fair racing, what happened? What happened? Exactly. It seems that at every opportunity available, it seems McLaren is not right down the middle, as they so-called Zach Brown say. It seems whenever it's available, Lando's always going to be the benefactor if there's a way for us to kind of explain it. Always. And Oscar was only off the pace because McLaren's slow-ass pit stop. This is what I'm saying. But this is what I also will say. Oscar, don't disappoint me again like that, bro. Don't disappoint yourself like that again, bro. Don't sit here and let this deflate you. You got the dog in you, bro. You got to stay being doggish. You got to stay being doggish, and you got to come out here and do your thing. Straight up. That's what you got to do. You got to stay doggish, and you got to come out here and do your thing, period. Racer X210 says, and Lando tires were 6 laps fresher than Max, and he still couldn't do nothing. Why? Because Lando is incapable of racing against Max Verstappen, bro. He is incapable of racing against Max Verstappen. Lando is not the better driver at McLaren. He's not the better driver at McLaren. They just want him to be. They want Lando to be the better driver, but he's not. Keep messing around and you're going to find out. Jefferson in the live chat, that rear tire mess in the pit stop was suspicious. Right? Right? Yeah, I'm not with that at all. That, if you messed up Lando's pit stop and you favored him, why is it that you mess up my pit stop and Lando runs into me and you don't favor me? And I'm the championship leader? I'm the leader in the championship. I'm the one that showed you I'm willing to give Max Verstappen the business. I'm the one that showed you when it comes to overtakeability, I'm about that. So if anybody's going to be favored or a benefactor in a situation where the team's not going to lose out, it's going to be me. And I don't care about McLaren winning the Constructors' Championship. They are going to look like absolute fools, and they are not going to be trustworthy if at the end of this, Max Verstappen is able to creep back into the championship because as a team, you didn't operate correctly. You did it last season, and you're doing it again. Nah. Lando will bottle it, and he almost bottled it because he ran into the wall again. Lando is not the man at McLaren. He's the baby spoiled brat at McLaren. That's who Lando is. The man at McLaren is Piastri, and you're going to lose him. You're going to lose him mentally. You're going to lose him. He's going to check out on you if you keep up doing the bullshit. He's going to check out on you. Because Oscar's got to know by now, nah, you not really for me, bro. Y'all not really for me like Zach be claiming. Zach, you not really for me. I saw you shaking hands and kissing Donald Trump's ass. I saw you shaking hands and kissing Donald Trump's ass. I know you suspicious. I know you don't fly straight. What does Scarface call Frank? A hossa. You know what a hossa is, Frank? That's a pig that don't fly straight. That's Zach Brown right now. That's Zach Brown right now. Nah, I ain't. Oscar, don't stand on that, bro. You better watch him, bro. You better watch him. And so, once again, leave it up to Lance Stroll to act as if he's really out there doing something phenomenal. I'm on 100 old flat tires. Lance, you suck. You suck. At every step of the way, majority of the time, 90% of the time, you suck. Alonso, 8th. Lance Stroll, 13th. You suck. Buck Dollar Puro, Land Norris, LOL. I'm trying to tell you why. And you know, it's oddly funny. Oddly funny. Ferrari drivers are very close together for all that shit that people was talking at the beginning of the season, talking about Charles Leclerc just so much better than Lewis Hamilton. on these breaks and in a team that sucks, Lewis Hamilton sure is learning throughout the season. Sure is learning throughout the season. I'm just saying. Like I said, it's not Charles. It's not Lewis Hamilton. Ferrari sucks. Ferrari sucks all day long. Ferrari is butt. Ferrari is butt. And so what do? They just working on trying to creep Lando closer and closer to Oscar Piastri. Just working on trying to creep him closer and closer. That's what they doing. Closer and closer is what they working on. Fortunately, in this race, matter of fact, you know they gonna be light, right? You know what they expected? Yo, let me tell you something. You know what they expected? They expected a lot to happen, but it didn't happen. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna stop giving these rats and roaches any damn time. Big shout out to Darth. Stay strong, everybody. 083 says, I said before, and I'll say it again, McLaren is doing all the right things to up their team. Indeed. And I'm going to tell you this. What did Zach Brown say at the beginning of the race when he was interviewed? He said, we're going to be super aggressive in this race. Where? Where in the hell were you super aggressive? Super aggressive would have been saying, Lando, swap out with Oscar. He's got the ball. You've been behind Max Verstappen all this time. A bullshit opportunity on an overtake you couldn't hold on to. You suck at race starts against him. Oscar needs the opportunity. Switch it out. Switch it out. DRS on the straight. Oscar's coming by. We want to see what he's going to do. We want to see what Oscar can do with Max. If he can't do anything, it wasn't nothing that you was going to be able to do anyway. You got third. Oscar's the lead in the Drivers' Championship. He'll get second to get a little bit more points bump. McLaren, get out of here, man. They whack right here. Julius, they better if they bought SF24 back instead. Right. Right. So right now, as it sits, I believe we're looking at a points gap, and I'm telling you, I believe they are going to try their best in a subtle way to give Lando Norris the opportunity. It's only 22 points between Oscar and Lando in this Drivers' Championship. 63 points, I believe, 60-plus points between Max Verstappen and that. McLaren absolutely look a bit crazy right now. They look a bit crazy. Jefferson says Pia got to get this in sync and say it's going to be me. I know. He do. He got to say it's going to be me. He does. Hey, the next team order Piastri gets that benefits Lando, he better not go for it. He better not go for it. He better let him know right then and there. I ain't going for it. I'm not going for it. And I'll tell you what's going to happen. I got a 63-point lead on Max Verstappen. I got a 63-point lead on Max Verstappen. Even if he wins a race and I don't, it only goes down to 38 points if I don't even finish. You let Lando try to get by me and watch what the hell I show you. Watch what the hell I show you. Won't be a need for further investigation because both of these motherfucking cars going to be on the tow truck. Both of these cars are going to be on a tow truck. And I'm going to tell you, it only going to take one time for Lando Norris to get shook in his boots. Max owns Lando Norris. Oscar can own him too. Try that again, and both these cars going to be on the tow truck. You got your championship already. I'm ready to roll. I'll make a statement. I can lose 38 points. Can Lando? I can lose 25 points. Can Lando? No. Oh, yeah. Keep trying me. It's got to be a conversation to be had. Got to be a conversation to be had. All right? So, yeah, I'm out on what McLaren is supposedly doing right now. It looks suspicious. It is suspicious because it is. 083, Zach Brown is selling snake oil. He's officially sus in my view. 100. 100. He a slick character. He a slick talker. I'm telling you right now, Piastri, I believe, now Piastri can show us different, but I believe this, it should have been last week, should have been enough, honestly. Last week should have been enough. But when I heard Oscar's voice over the radio, I was like, yeah, if he wasn't there last week, he should be there this week. Oscar should be in this meeting. Hey, Webb, get this shit straight for me. This a wrap. I'm finna tell you right now. Lando, all that shaking hands shit, I'm done shaking hands with you, bro. Hey, keep it moving. Keep it moving. I think it's gonna be an Alpine situation. Ooh, man, that would be bad. That would be bad for Lando because we know he's not strong enough to take nothing like that. He's not strong enough to take close quarters, grudge, or bad energy. Lando can't do it. Mentally, he just can't handle that. Oscar can probably handle it. He needs to give it to him. I'm telling you, Lando, they babied Lando in this race. They let him have that, and it shouldn't have been. It's gonna be a bad taste in Oscar's mouth to go back and look at the tape. Not only did you screw up my pit stop, not only did Lando run into me, not only was Lando's car aerodynamically damaged, not only did Lando sit behind Max Verstappen for more than several laps and unable to get second, and you never said to me, it's your ball, Lando. We're gonna go ahead. No, it's your ball, Oscar. We're gonna give Oscar the chance. It's your ball. Oscar, step up. Stefan, Ferrari is disappointing right now. Lewis has been proving that he has the speed and is indeed the superior driver. Lewis closed that gap like it was nothing. Man, facts. And Ferrari stands for effing up, bro. And many other things you could come to with an F. Just keeping it a buck, man. Ferrari is. I told y'all coming into this race, I wasn't even concerned about Ferrari. I told y'all coming into this race, I was not concerned about anything Ferrari was doing. There's nothing I expected different from Ferrari except for what I saw today. As a team, they don't function right. As a team, they don't give their drivers the best opportunities. As a team, they don't put their drivers in the best situation. And that's why I said I'm not even looking for them. I told you the three teams I was going to be looking to see something. Red Bull, Mercedes, and McLaren. And all three of those teams gave us some eye-popping moments like, oh, okay, I see you. Oh, damn. Max Verstappen almost bit the damn wall. He almost bit the wall, and Lando still couldn't make an overtake. Lando still couldn't make nothing happen. And Max almost ran into the wall, and Lando still couldn't make it happen. Yeah, I'm just saying. And it is what it is. And I'm going to tell you something else. Max Verstappen, man, he always is going to blame somebody else when he thinks he should be somewhere and he's not. Max Verstappen does not take accountability for what's just him. Bro, it's just you. You had a good car and you just couldn't make first happen. You're in second. Stop blaming the team for shit, man. Stop blaming us for shit. You went in too hot into a turn and you didn't adjust right. It's nothing with the car that you haven't known for 30 some odd laps that you haven't known that's going to happen. 30 laps now, you know the car you got. It's still a competing winning car. There's nothing there that you didn't know happened. Stop blaming us, man. When shit happens, just say I did. Hey, that was me on me. That's on me. I didn't have it right. I knew what I was dealing with. I chose to push a little bit harder than what I knew I had. That's on me. Max Verstappen don't take responsibility for nothing. Can you help me, please? Can you please help me? Help me, please help me. Oh, this car is absolutely crap. Yo, bro, Max Verstappen just gonna blame anybody except taking accountability. Never take accountability for nothing. Miss Dino still don't get Ferrari, so Lewis Hamilton practice good qualities. Psych, unreal, annoyed. But that's what I said when he got that, when he led in Q1. I feel you. Jefferson in the super chat, McLaren were protecting the bonuses from the, I'd say they probably was. They trying to get that bag. Stefan says, whether political or not, Ferrari is screwing both drivers. Facts. I said that too. Facts, bro. I'm with you all the way 100 on that. They are screwed. That's why I said it's not Charles and it's not Lewis. It's Ferrari. Charles and Lewis especially, is optimizing as much as he can in a season where he's also trying to get his understanding of how all this shit's supposed to be working. And now I understand, it really don't work at all. Mechanic Mercedes in the super chat says, Lewis brakes failed right when he was about to overtake Kimi. This was hard to watch. And we racing next week, Singapore or a different track. Nah, bro, you know the game, bro. Anytime it's a race weekend off of Formula One, we're going to start with the track that they last left off with. So Singapore was the last track before the break. That'll be the first track we start with. We'll always work in reverse. So that way you always know, even if I don't get a chance to make an announcement, what track we're going to race on. So it's going to be Singapore for sure. Yes, sir. Grudge Racing will be here at Wolfpack Performance next Sunday. Indeed. DG Big Blue Navy. Raw. Ferrari is now 25 points behind Mercedes. Wow. Yeah. 083 in the super chat. Max is crying about second place. Max, who is driving the car. Yeah. Always, bro. Always the blame game with this guy. Always the blame game. While everybody else sit out here and make a bunch of excuses. Oh, he in a tractor. He's in the slowest car. Where? They are delusional. They are like similar to Max. Cry and complain and then blame. But when everything's up, he's the legend. He's the legend. Where's all that legend talk today? You let a Mercedes beat you, bro. Max Verstappen let a Mercedes beat him, bro. Where's all the legend talk today? Where is the legend talk today? You got gapped by a Mercedes. No, nothing today, huh? No, nothing in the live chat today, right? When you get gapped by a Mercedes, you know where to be found. That's what I'm saying, man. That's why I'm telling you. I try my best to let them live, but they be out here clowning. They set themselves up all the time, and they always get set up by the thumbnails and come right in on cue. Got them. Hey, Miss Dino said, $1 million question, why is Ferrari like this? The same reason, Miss Dino, perfect answer. The same reason why Jerry Jones is the way he is and will not relinquish general manager abilities to a real general manager and keeps talking about Super Bowl every season with the Dallas Cowboys. And we haven't seen a Super Bowl from the Dallas Cowboys in decades. The same exact reason. Sitting on old laurels, feeling as if since you're the most accomplished team in all of the world, the Dallas Cowboys are the richest sports organization in the world. And that's why the Ferrari's like that. Ferrari is so prestigious that you can't even buy one of their cars and you completely own that car. They're still going to tell you what you can do with the car that you paid them money for. They're still going to send you a cease and desist letter if you change anything on your car that they don't agree with. They're still going to demand that you need to do this, this, and this if you want to continue to be in Ferrari's goodness. Meanwhile, on track, we losing. Meanwhile, in the most the pinnacle of motorsports, we can't even be at the top. That's why Ferrari is the way they are. They're arrogant, they're full of themselves, and they feel like nothing needs to change with us. Everything needs to change with you. And that's why a lot of people return Ferrari and say, I don't want it. But a lot of people say, I want a Ferrari just because all of that assholeness, it makes me feel prestigious. And as long as they feel that way, they're going to continue doing what they do. As long as sales are up, stock market's up, earnings are up, people like Ferrari, people fall in love with the color red, which is why they probably stick to red so much, because if they went to any other color, people would look like, well, damn, the blue is nice, the yellow's cool, the black's hot. What the hell are you doing? What can we get something else? No, that's why. This is why Ferrari is the way they are, Miss Dino. Arrogance and complete blindness to we not really great. We were great. We not great now. We were great. Ferrari was great. They're not great now, and they haven't been great for a long time. And I'm not sure that they understand this. I'm not sure that they understand they haven't been great for a long time. I think they still believe that they're great. Do you think Lewis himself does trust Ferrari? We are not to 70%. No, Lewis doesn't trust Ferrari. Lewis doesn't trust Ferrari. He trusts his ability to hopefully bring change to Ferrari. That's two different things. And he might be wrong about that. 083 Ferrari keeps getting wrapped around their own axles, chasing their own tail like a dog. I told y'all coming into the season I wasn't sold on Ferrari being the best place for Lewis Hamilton. I told y'all that coming into the season. I was being straight up with y'all. I told you. I told you this. Listen, this is good. Let me show you what's good enough for Ferrari. And let me show you why Ferrari, Miss Dino, let me also show you why Ferrari feel like they right there. Let me show you why they feel like they're right there. And then I'm going to give you another football team analogy so that maybe you be like, damn, you kind of right, Jay. This is why Ferrari feel we right there. Nothing really needs to change with us. It's just, we just got some couple of things to do. We good. We good, right? The last time they were first in the World Constructors Championship was 2008. And since then, they've never fallen out of the top. They've rarely fallen out of the top 5 except for in 2020. They got a lot of seconds. They got a lot of thirds. And to Ferrari, they feel like, hey, that's pretty good. Second and third in the most elite motorsports, it'll only be a matter of time before we get first. It'll only be a matter of time. We don't need to change anything. Second and third's been happening a lot. First is bound to take place. Diabolical arrogance will do anybody in it, and it's astonishing. It is. And that's why I'm telling you. Just like the Baltimore Ravens. Harbaugh and Lamar Jackson have been together, I think, for 8 or more seasons. They are yet to get a Super Bowl, even with Lamar Jackson being one of the most dynamic quarterbacks in the league, being one of the most scariest quarterbacks in the league, who can throw, who has improved his accuracy, who is deadly outside of the pocket. Even that, what have we seen several time after time? Harbaugh as a coach, awesome. But for some reason, when they get in the postseason, they change the way they play football. Instead of being run first with one of the best quarterbacks in NFL history as far as a bruiser, and they start doing shit that makes no sense. That's Ferrari in the NFL. They're the Baltimore Ravens. You got one of the best drivers in the world in Formula One history, and you can't manage to do things right. You got Charles Leclerc, one of the best drivers over one lap pace, and you can't win shit. Why? Because you keep doing Ferrari-like things. You're not going to win that way. You're not going to win that way. You have to be willing to say to yourself, we are not going in the right direction, even if it's at the last second, and you have to be willing to make a switch. You have to be willing to say, you know what? I know this is going to cost me, but it might be worth it. It might be worth it to make this change so that we can do better things. And I'm going to tell you right now. They are not going to do it. They're not going to do it. Just saying. Just this morning, I made a change in my fantasy roster. And I said to myself, you know what? They made a change in quarterback, which is going to suit the run, but that's also going to allow the other defense to say, we can load the box up against any running back they have, because they don't have a running back as good as Saquon Barkley. They don't have a running back as good as James Cook. They don't have a running back as good as Derrick Henry. And this new quarterback they put in, this is his first game playing in the NFL real season. If he's not that great, we're going to shut that other rookie running back down. You know what I said? That's likely the game plan. And this running back might get 15 to 16 carries. He might get into the end zone, but the chances, not likely. The other team's been overseas for 2 weeks now. You know what? Dallas Cowboys, they're really suspect to the run. You know what? The other running back on the other team, who was their goal line back, just went out. The other running back they have, he's pretty good. Dallas ain't been really good at stopping the run. Let's make that switch 20 minutes before the game starts. Ferrari won't do things like that. They won't do things like that. They have all the data in the world, and they still won't do things like that because second and third in the Constructors' Championship has been good to them. And they feel, you know what? That's good enough for us to say, we don't really need to change. We're okay. Eventually, we'll get first. Might not be in Lewis Hamilton's time, not be in Charles Leclerc's time. Maybe we'll have 2 different drivers by the time that happens. But if it doesn't happen, we still might get second and third. Well, guess what? Guess what's going to happen this season? Let me show you what's going to happen this season. What's going to happen this season is the same shit that's been happening. And that is Ferrari's going to feel okay. They're going to feel totally fine with, guess what? They're going to feel totally fine with second and third. They're going to feel completely okay with saying, you know what? We are actually going to be okay. We're going to get third. We might get third, fellas. We might actually get third. Ferrari right now is third in the Constructors' Championship. Third. 10 points off the Racing Bulls. If they get third, they ain't changing shit. Ferrari is going to literally in the Constructors' Championship because guess what? The Constructors' Championship directly reflects on them. Incredible Facts Quest says, well, if we can't see Lewis win at Ferrari, what other team on the grid could we see Lewis winning with? I would say Aston Martin. I would say Aston Martin too, Incredible Facts Quest. I would say Aston Martin too. Get rid of Alonso, bring in Lewis, Adrian Newey, the money, the Institute, the power unit, Honda, put Lance Stroll's ass on reserve driver and bring in Felipe Drugovich. That right there is a driver's pairing out this world. I'm just saying, if you're really trying to win, Aston, better consider how much does it take for us to get Lewis Hamilton? As a father, I love you, Lance, but you got to go reserve driver. And Adrian Newey, do your shit. But that's not going to happen. That's a fantasy type situation. I don't think that's going to happen. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm glad now that Adrian Newey didn't come to Ferrari. And this might be a big reason why he didn't. Because Adrian Newey might have said to himself while he was at home on garden duty, he might have said, you know what? No matter how great of a car I design, Ferrari's going to find a way to F it up. They're going to find a way to lose. They're going to find a way to make mistakes. They're going to find a way to toot their nose up as they can't smell the shit that's brewing beneath their chin. Doesn't matter what I do. And I'm not the type of guy to go into an organization and try to change it. I'm the type of guy to go into an organization and they want to listen to the changes I got. Ferrari's not going to listen. I want to work with Lewis, but not at Ferrari. I'm going to Aston. Plus, I don't have to move. Just saying. I ain't going to even front with you. I'm not even mad at an older statesman driver lineup if it was Alonso and Lewis Hamilton right now. I don't want to see it. It almost made me want to throw up thinking about that shit. I can't do it. No, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see it at all. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. Nah, I take that back. I don't want to see that shit. Alonso's a salty ball hater, man. He's such a Lewis hater, ain't even funny. Alonso ass. I can't even say that. Nah, that's it. All right, chat. Listen, we will be in the Wolves Den in about an hour from now, 43 minutes from now. We'll be in the Wolves Den live. I want to hear what you got to say about Ferrari. I want to hear what you got to say about McLaren. I want to hear what you got to say about Mercedes. We are going to be in the Wolves Den. If you're not in, it's because you're not in. You need to grab your membership. YouTube made it applicable for you to grab your memberships off the iPhones. Sign up for the membership. Join us and have these conversations so you can be heard by all of us, okay? We will be in the Wolves Den at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Set your clocks accordingly. I will see you then. Max Verstappen does not win another race. He's only got 4 for the season. We'll see what happens after next week, but that is it for the day. I will see you all in the Wolves Den. Hey, I want to hear what y'all got to say. I want to hear it. Bring it on in, chat. Bring it on in, all right? Peace and love. We're out.